8:30. Market is, uh, I mean, weak overnight gap down, strong gap down, strong, one of the strongest I've seen in probably this year. I mean, 70 points from the high. Yesterday there was a day off in remembrance of and observance of George H.W. Bush's funeral. Um, and then we rallied on that somewhat off the 2700 level. 2720 we hit at the high, and then just dropped at 6 p.m. open on Wednesday, so yesterday night, and just continued to fall from there. I entered this short here, just, you know, I mean, you look at this momentum, and it's just incredible. You don't want to be long here, taking any long entries. There just really doesn't make any sense. So I took this short here, close to the 50% retracement on the high, between the high low of the session. I'm looking at, I saw a lot of tails here, and so I figured, I've got a 6 tick stop. I can hold through that, and if I'm right, this thing can fall quite a bit. I'm going to move my stop at break even. I might take this off because, we could still rally a bit, given how far we've dropped. So this is a kind of situation where sometimes it pays to just take your profits early, especially, this is kind of the larger trend from the overnight high, obviously, is down. So strong momentum down. A lot of selling pressure. However, the just interim trend, right, from here, from this consolidation, we have 4 hits at the support, and bounced quite a bit on this move, pulled back deeper, and then continued to just grind a little bit higher. But once I see something like this start to form, I realize that what's happening here is that shorts are crowding this area, right here. And so if they give this support area, like, so these pivots right here, if this gives right here, you could get quite a move down. Now, I don't know, it's still pre-market, you get kind of exaggerated moves. So the question is, do I want to hold for the big target, which would be at least a bounce to this area right here, probably something like this, and then retest of this level. And then if we retest it, most likely we'll break it. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do right now. I think I'm just gonna, there are pivots here, I'm gonna hold it here, and just take my profits. All right, I'm out. Good. That was 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So I'm up 4 points already. Awesome trade on the morning. Glad I got that recorded. So I'm doing this for the first time. So bear with me. It's part of the reason I'm doing this is mostly actually for accountability for myself. I realized, like, this year I've been trading kind of multiple markets, different styles of trading, options trading, swing trading options, delta neutral, market neutral options, and ES kind of futures day trading. And with the volatility that we were getting, I realized, okay, it makes a lot more sense to not have risk overnight, because you could get stuff like this. And even though this is kind of like the first really big gap down that we've seen, once you start to get moves like that, chances are you're going to get more. And so, with the volatility that we've seen recently, it's just, convinced me that we're going to get a lot more of this. I mean, just look at this move. We were here in this region, maybe 2 weeks ago, popped all the way up here, then came all the way back down. I mean, this kind of volatility is incredible, great for trading. So this is the kind of market where I don't want to have a lot of overnight positions on. I do have some, but those are the kind of positions where Not particularly worried about. If it goes down, I lose. I'll lose some and manage it. They're more longer term positions. Um, but I'm not trading like large size condors or iron butterflies on the SPX and things like that I've done in the past, because the volatility just doesn't make sense. And you get a move like this and you have a bunch of, broken wing butterflies, and you're just, it's very difficult to manage. And if you buy puts to hedge and then you get a rip up, which is what we had uh, on that Trump Xi news, and you get something like that, and then you're forced to you're going to lose a ton on your puts, and you got to hedge and to the upside, or you got to adjust your positions, and then it comes back down. So that kind of strategy to me works best in an environment where the volatility is contracting. And right now, it doesn't seem like we're in a regime where volatility is contracting. On the contrary, it feels very much like volatility is expanding and finding a new wider range. And to me, that's just a recipe for headache in terms of market neutral types of trading. I think this is a directional market, great for day trading. I mean, you look at this volatility and it's just, man, beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, if you know how to trade this and you can learn how to trade this, and that's what my goal is, to get just to get better at trading. And right now I'm training sim because I know that it's so easy to lose money. Day trading ES, it's just very, very easy because um, you're in and out positions so quickly, and it's so easy, especially with chart trading on Ninjatrader. It's so easy to enter and exit positions that if you're not totally in control of your composure and your emotional capital, you could get wiped out like very easily. And when I first started trading ES, I took a $3,000 cut count, and I think I lost 1,000 in a week, maybe 1,500. I lost quite a bit very quickly. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, that's not true. I knew I had some experience. I had, signed up for a trading program and learned a system, and that's kind of what I'm using now. But the issue there is if you're not strong mentally and emotionally in control of yourself, which I wasn't at the time. I just started trading. I hadn't experienced enough to really know myself well as a trader. It's really, really difficult to pull back when the losses, when you start to get a couple stop outs, when you take a bad trade and then it leads to another bad trade. And so that's the kind of thing where I realized this time around, the second time around, I want to make sure on simulator that I can clean all that stuff up at the minimum, so that when I go live, it's a totally different game. Real money's on the line. If I make mistakes, yes, there's a chance that I might tilt. I might revenge trade, things like that. But if I can do it well on sim, then at least I'm instilling the habits and the discipline and the consistency to really make sure that when I go live, I'm not doing any of those things. So part of the reason I'm making this video and starting to upload my trades, during the live market, is so that people can just see, what it's like, and see someone who's on the journey to become consistently profitable, and really how, when they say it's 80 to 20 psychological to strategy and technical, it really is true. Like, it's so much more about your mental composure than it is about your strategy. I mean, you need a basic strategy and you'll do fine, as long as you have edge and you can back test it, and you can see that over time you win more than you lose. Your risk reward allows you to win more when you win, and you lose less than you win because your stops are smaller than your profit targets. But if you don't have the mental composure, you're just going to lose money, because you might win a bunch and then suddenly you start to lose, and instead of walking away when you should walk away as your rule state, you keep trading, and then you just blow your account up. So for me, this is really, really important. And so that's why I'm trading sim right now. So that was long-winded, but thought that might be helpful for some people newer to trading who might be listening to this. Okay, so Right now, I'm just kind of watching. I see this area. There's a lot of pivots here, a lot of traders kind of in this region. We get a pullback here. This is the 21 or 21 or the other EMA. And I'm looking for maybe a pullback to this mid band right here of the channel and a short entry to take it back down to this region here. The question is, I'm gonna put something here, have an order waiting. You know, you could take it at the 21 EMA, but the problem is here is that this move wasn't deep enough so that to give me a lot of confidence that this is going to hold. And the way I reason it in terms of the psychology of other traders trading is that the deeper you go in the direction in the counter direction, so if this is our interim trend, right, then the counter direction here is down. The interim trend was a rally within the larger trend, but I'm trading on a micro level. So I'm looking at this move and I'm seeing, okay, you know, buyers are stepping in. You have higher lows, as evidenced by this trend line, broke this trend, right? And now we're starting to fall back. Now the question is, do we just pull back and go higher? You know, one of these, boom, like this, which is, you know, very reasonable. Or is this actually an indication of a trend break, and we're going to, you know, just drop back here? And I expect just more dropping, because here I'm going to pull my order break even now. I don't have any risk on this trade other than commission, and I'm looking for a target of this right here. So my goal is to hold there. If I start to see weakness, you know, it's gonna jam back up, I might just take a you know, quick profit and get out. But it looks like we're testing this pivot. You know, good chances are that buyers are stepping here, are feeling the heat, and they're worried. Their stops are all over here. So see, but now buyers are stepping in. You had a retest of this pivot. Okay, now we want to see, is this going to hold? My feeling is, in this situation, you have all of these buyers up here, right? They're all getting trapped because they thought that this would keep running, and instead, what they got is a deeper pullback. So now they're underwater, and they're deciding, do I hold, you know, hoping for a bounce, or do I just exit? And when you get this move, to me, wasn't deep enough to be aggressive at the 21 EMA. If you got a deeper move, maybe back out to here to this band, the outer band of this Keltner channel, then maybe I would take that. But I'm moving in to lock in some profits, because I mean, I'm up 3 points. I'm close to the outer band. Doesn't make sense really not to. Now if we get here, you know, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I might just take this. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. We'll probably keep going, but I mean, look, I'm up 8 points already. Crazy. Wow, nice. Yeah, so that's my rationale. I might just stop. I mean, I'm up 8 points, and the market hasn't even started yet. And it's been a good two really nice trades with continuation. Yeah, so anyway, just to finish my logic here, I'm looking at buyers and sellers here. Buyers are caught at this poor trade location, pulls back, but if I wanted to take the 21, I want deeper. So because when that happens, then, you know, everyone's so clearly the momentum is shifted, right? Because this could still be a pullback on the long side, and then it could go higher. But when it goes deep, and that's kind of like a judgment, bit of where trading is more like an art, where you kind of have to decide how far is deep enough for you to feel confident in this entry. For me personally, I did not feel confident Though even if you took it here, you know, 5 tick stop, 6 tick stop, you would have been fine. Even an 8 tick stop definitely would have been fine. So you could do that. I just figured, given pre-market, you kind of have deeper moves. You know, you cut through this 21 EMA on every single move, like on both sides, right? Every single time you kind of tapped it. Maybe here you just missed it, but you tapped through it, you cut through it, you know, broke, you know, pushed a ticker below, tick 2, 3 ticks below. So to me, it's like it doesn't make sense to take a trade here. But I wanted this short because the thesis is all of these buyers are here and they're getting stuffed, and so they're going to be exiting on any pullback, right? On this kind of downtrend move. And that's what you got, and you got it quickly too. I mean, look how fast this was. There's no deliberation. Here's all this grind, boom, straight down. So those are two good trades.